Hi friends, this is Anusha, here you to explain you about few topics in physics which makes physics very easy to you. So before entering into the topic, let me introduce some of the basics about the lesson which I am going to explain you. Our first lesson I am going to explain you is about this is about the class 10 subject physics. The first lesson is reflection of light at curved surfaces. Reflection of light at curved surfaces. So about light, let me give you in this video, I want to give you some intro information about the light, and from the next video we will directly enter into the lesson. So this is the one I want to introduce you. So you know what is light? Why it is important? How it is useful? And we see many things, in darkness you can't see anything. Whatever you see, when light is there you can see, otherwise you can't see anything, isn't it? Yes. So light is very, very, very important. So when sun is not there or other source of light like a torch, like a candle, if anything flame, if it is not there, you can't see anything. So suppose you are in a room which is dark, there is no light in that. There are many objects placed here and there in the room, but still you can't see it. Why? Because you have no light. Because you have no light. So, but some objects like sun, other stars, and like a candle, suppose torch, these all will give light to us. They have their own light. These objects are called as luminous objects. What they are called? Luminous objects. Luminous objects which emit light by their own. But in absence of these objects, fire also comes under it. You can see any object which is placed in a room or anywhere else. No, you can't see. Like a chair, like this pen, or like this one, duster, or anything. These have no own light. Only they are visible when these sources are there. When these light sources are there. Otherwise they are not visible to us. Objects like pen, chair, duster. Can you see without the light? Can you see without light? No, you can't see without light. These have no light on their own. These have no light on their own. So these are called as non-luminous objects. Non-luminous objects. So when we can see them? When we can see them in the presence of luminous objects such as sun, candle and all, when light falls on these objects, suppose this is the non-luminous objects. When light falls on this object, it get reflected to your eye. Light falls on this and get reflected to your eye. Then you can see these objects. Even if I switch off the light, you can't see objects which I am writing. You can't even see the object, the writing what I am writing on the board. So these non-luminous objects, when light falls on them, they get reflected back. They strikes the non-luminous objects, the light strikes the non-luminous objects and they get reflected back to your eye, then you can see this object. So this is a thing. So light is a source of energy. Light is a source of energy. Light is a form of energy which falls on the objects and reflects back to your eye. Then you can see the objects. Without light, we can't see the objects. There are some objects. Even the moon is a non-luminous body. It has no own light. But still you can see the moon from the earth. Still you can see the moon from the earth. Why we can see the moon? Because sunlight falls on the moon and reflects to your eye. So you can see the moon. So I feel you got a clarity about luminous and non-luminous objects. And next, we will go with, so light is a form of energy, I said you already. So when light behaves in different way when it falls on different substances. Mainly the substances are of three types. Substances are of three types. One is transparent substance. Second one is translucent substance. And third is opaque substance. What is difference? Light behaves in these three objects in different way. What is that? First, let me start with the transparent substance. Transparent substance is that substance which allows the light to pass through it. Let me repeat once again, which allows light to pass through it is called as transparent substance, such as glass, air, etc. Here you can see. So this is a glass. So when I put light into it, it is a transparent substance. It allows light to pass through it. It allows light to pass through it. And the second one is nothing but your translucent substance. What is a translucent substance? It allows a substance which allows light to pass partially. It does not form a, it allows only partial light to pass through it. Light to pass through it is called as translucent substance, such as oil paper. So when I put a light on this, it completely does not restrict the light to pass through it, but it allows only partial light to pass through it. Only a partial thing you can see from it. And another one is nothing but opaque object. Opaque substance. Opaque substance is nothing but this substance, like which does not allow light to pass through it. Which does not allow light to pass through it. So what happens if the light is not passed through some object? When light is not passed through some object, then it reflects back. Then just it reflects back. Let me tell you one thing purely about when a ball is there. Suppose a ball is there. When I hit a ball to a fencing wall, suppose like this, the fence wall, which has gaps in it. What happens to the ball? What happens to the ball? It goes out of it because it has a chance. The air is as I discussed, transparent object. It passes through it. But when I strike a ball to the wall, is there any chance to pass through it? No. Then what happens? It bounces back. What happens? It bounces back, which is nothing but it comes back. It bounces back. It bounces back. So, the same phenomena is followed by opaque object. As light strikes this object, this object does not allow light to pass through it. The object does not allow light to pass through it. So what happens? Light bounces back. Light comes back. In simple language, light comes back. So when light comes back, it is said to be, in our language, we will call it as, in physics language, it is nothing but reflection. So when a light strikes an object, which that object does not allow light to pass through it, then it bounces back. It is nothing but reflection. The bouncing back in physics is called as a reflection. Reflection of light. As I said to you about the light before, light is a form of energy which is reflected on non-luminous objects to bounces back and reflect to your eye. Then you can see all these objects, right? Then what the case about these curved surfaces? What is about these curved surfaces? What are these curved surfaces? Before I talk to you these curved surfaces, I want to tell you about the basics which you have learned in your class 7. Let us talk about the spherical mirrors. What are these spherical mirrors? Spherical, in the sense it is nothing but, this is a spherical. You can see some surface like this which is round. So, spherical mirrors. So, suppose you think it has a mirror, a round mirror. If you cut this like this and like this. So, in this, the mirror will be like this, and this will be the back side of the mirror, and mirror will be of this side. This is the mirror. This is the back side of the mirror. You know, in the opaque objects, as I said, mirror is also an opaque object which does not allow light to pass through it. So you need to cover that mirror with some silver or aluminium. Isn't it? So the back side of the mirror is covered with aluminium. So it does not allow light to go out of it. And this shape mirror is called, this is the mirror. And if you cut this side, here, this becomes a mirror, and this becomes the back side of the mirror. This becomes a mirror, and this becomes the back side of the mirror. Isn't it? So, these mirrors are named as this mirror, which is inside, inwards mirror it is, inside, mirror is inside like this. This mirror is called as, what it is called? Concave mirror, which is inwards. The mirror which is outwards like this, it is called as convex mirror. You have studied in your previous classes. Convex mirrors and concave mirrors. Convex mirrors and concave mirrors. Concave, the name itself tells you how to remember the shades of the mirror. I will give you a small tip to remember this. Concave, the name itself says that cave, concave, it will be the shape of cave like this. If the mirror is inside like this, if you touch it, you can easily see the mirror will be inwards like this. This is called as concave mirror. If the mirror is like this is called as convex mirror. This is concave mirror and this is convex mirror. And concave and convex mirrors will be shown as a spoon. The inward spoon, with what you will eat, is a concave. and outside mirror will be your convex mirror. So these are two mirrors. We will talk about these mirrors and reflection of these mirrors in this lesson. And I want to tell you one more thing also, that is about plane mirrors. You know about these plane mirrors, isn't it? What are these plane mirrors? Plane mirrors are those which we use in our houses. Normal plane mirror. You can see that, isn't it? Outside the mirror will be there and back of it will be covered with a foil, aluminum foil you can say. Because it should not allow light to pass through it, and if you stand in front of it, light will focus on you, and due to the reflection from the mirror, you can see your image in the mirror. So the plane mirror is nothing but the straight mirror, and the back side of the mirror always you need to shade it like this so that you will not get confused with. Outside of the mirror should be lined like this so that you should not get confused. Like this, or you can do like this also, no problem like this. So on a plane mirror, you know already, when light falls on a plane mirror, it reflects back. When a light falls on a plane mirror, it reflects back. So this is a reflection, when light strikes something, opaque object, when it does not allow light to pass through it, it will bounces back. That phenomena is called as reflection, you know it. So in the plane mirror, when a light strikes the mirror and it gets reflected back. And one more thing I want to tell you is about, in your class 7 you have already learned about normals. About the normal. Normal is nothing but a perpendicular line drawn to the surface of anything. It's called as its normal. So when a source of light is incident towards the normal, the source of light, what do you mean by again source of light? Source of light can be anything such as bulb, sun, torch, candle, from wherever you get the light. From wherever you get the light, that is called a source. So from the source of light strikes the mirror, the source of light, the ray which is coming from the source of light, the ray which is coming from the source of light, only one ray will come from the source of light. Only one ray will come from the source of light. No, many rays will come. But the many rays which are coming from the source are together called as beam of light. But for our convenience, we take only one ray. One ray. From the source, whatever, let it be from the sun. The source of light is coming from the sun. If the light is coming from the sun, and when it strikes the plane mirror, this line is called as an incident ray. This ray is called as an incident ray. It is passing towards the mirror. And when it strikes something, as I said as it can't passes through it, it bounces back. This is, it got reflected back, isn't it? It got reflected back. This is incident on the mirror, and after incident on this mirror, as it can't go out of it, it bounces back. It is a reflection of light. This is incident ray. This is reflected ray. Always you remember, you don't get confused between these two. Incident ray, from a source, the light which we are taking is incident, and which get reflected is called as reflected ray. And reminding about the details and some words you need to follow in this lesson which are very, very important. You need to follow those words, and those words I am going to continue in the next video. Thank you. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel and share this video to your friends. And if you have any doubts, please don't forget to put it in the comment box. Thank you.